Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads. And don't swim in the sea.
It was very unusual. The weather was deteriorating and we decided to pick somewhere, as the news editor said to me, somewhere wet and miserable ideally. So we went down to the prom and we sort of put ourselves right in the eye of the storm, which is unusual because the technology wouldn't have been able to sustain those sort of levels of wind in the past. So we have these new satellite vans and we decided to go down and get into the thick of things. But just Murphy's Law, as we were about to go live, the rain started to intensify and really pelt down incessantly. The wind was coming in off the ocean at around 120 kilometres an hour, and I genuinely was swaying hither and thither, and I could barely hear the studio in Dublin. So I sort of ended up in my own little storm bubble. I had no idea that I was bellowing and that it had become very dramatic. So it was a bit of a shock for me as well when I looked back and saw this incredible tour de force piece that I had done, you know.
But it was a very genuine and a very, I think, essential kind of an experience, because there's an old journalism thing really, is there, you know, don't tell me, show me. And really you did show people what it was like on the prom in Galway that night.
Absolutely. It really seemed to capture the imagination of audiences worldwide.
Tell me about that.
It was quite visceral, I think, and quite dramatic. Well, we were trending number one in Ireland within 15 minutes, I think, of that live broadcast. Within a couple of hours, a Kerry man named Peter Staunton had put together a dance remix track. Incredibly, he'd heard the cadence in my voice as I was really emphasising my words to try above the stormy weather. And he heard something and he said to his wife, you know, I think there might be a bit of a track, a remix in this. So he did that. He thought it would be popular, but he had no idea that he too would become viral and just become a global sensation around the world. I think his Super Ceilidh dance remix has now been seen 1.5 million times and it's been played in clubs around the world.
An extraordinary experience, I suppose, a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
It's the gift that keeps giving to all creative people, stand-up comedians, you name it. Everybody is still getting something from it. It has fueled people's creativity. Every day I see parodies of myself, I see more remixes, all sorts of memes and posters. It's non-stop on Twitter, and indeed Twitter is where it's at. I certainly have. That's been my first Twitter experience, the power of that machine and the way it pumps. And once I started to trend, my phone just started going pump like this since that broadcast right up to today. Over a week later, it's not as intense, but I'm still getting a drip feed Twitter all the time.
You know, as I said, Teresa, you're an experienced journalist. You're used to being involved in the news. You're used to big stories, and sometimes...
But I'm not used to being these stories.
That's what I'm asking you. I mean, how does it compare in terms of that, like you say, that online viral thing? As I say, you have experience of mainstream media and big stories.
Yeah.
How do you find that comparison?
Really strange. It's a very strange experience, and I'm trying myself to work out what made that the perfect viral package that seems to be giving so much to so many people. There's a combination of things. I think it was a very dramatic live report. It was truly authentic. It was from the storm. I was bellowing. I was soaking wet. So there was something very, wow, sit up and notice. It was an unusual news report. The fact that there was a remix that also went viral and was very, very catchy and has been played everywhere was another factor. Children are singing it all over the country and I guess the world, I don't know. What else? There's it just seems to give. There are now more people doing remixes based on that first Super Ceilidh remix. Children are posting me lots and lots of posts of them singing the songs, competitions in school. My head is on top of Christmas trees. I've been receiving lots of gifts in the post, all outdoorsy types of gifts. It is just unreal. I don't know, but there's an energy still vibrating there as a result of that live weather report on the Salthill Prom.
Well, I have to say, Teresa, I think you've responded very well to it and taken it all in very good spirit. And congratulations on it, if that's even the right word.
Absolutely, it is essentially a win-win. Would I wish it never happened? No. Look, I wouldn't have been all over the media. The Late Late Show, of course, was the ultimate experience, but it's all been good, mainly very positive. So what's not to like?
Thanks for joining us.